Hi everybody, it is Melissa. Long time no see. I've been a busy girl doing happy things. Just got back from our trip to Joshua Tree, and we were there for a little over a week, and oh my gosh, just amazingly fantastic. I want to move there so desperately. If I could talk all the kids to moving down there with me and bring the grandbabies, I would be gone today. It is magnificent. If no one has ever been to Joshua Tree in California, the national park, it is something to behold. It's just incredible. But anyway, we're here to talk about what I talk about most with you guys, and that is planners. So, I did get a new planner in the mail today. I did not wait to unbox it because my grubby little fingers are just like that. They gotta see. Pardon the glare, but that's the light glaring onto this marble desktop cover. So, and she's kind of dirty too. I've had a little baby over here with me all day long, and he likes to eat and munch on stuff while he's talking and sitting in my lap. But anyway, so I'm going to show you the one I got today, and I am going to start using it, even though this is a very far, kind of out of my comfort zone planner. But I really like the way it turned out. So, without further ado, here we go. There she is. It is a standard, but I had it widened 13 millimeters to accommodate Franklin Covey inserts, so that, you know, hey, because I love Franklin Covey. It's the perfect middle size between, you know, personal and then personal wide and B-sets. So now I did a couple of things to this one that I've not done to others before. I did have straightener. Thinking about my hair. I did have a stiffener put in it because I wanted it to have a certain feel. Then I had extra foam for the squishiness, although honestly it doesn't feel like it's got much foam in it, but I'm going to take Petra's word for it that it does. It has I'm forgetting what this one is called. I never can remember what this one's called, but this is the Velvet Croc. And the reason I bought this, I've been wanting a black and pink combination planner because I love that combo. But they had this one for sale one day only for 15% off. So it was the same price as a normal leather. And I was like, yeah, that would probably work. That would work with the black Croco. That would be very pretty. And I have not been a huge fan of the Croco, but I like this pretty well. To me, except for this Croco, because it's like the velvet kind, it feels amazing. It's just amazing. But this kind, I have the cream, and a long time back, I used to have the Totoro Croco. I did not like it at all. I sold it almost immediately. The cream I'm holding on to because I do like it. But as far as being my favorite leather, not by any means whatsoever. But I do think this is a very smart looking planner. This would be a really good planner in the workplace because it's still got its pretty factor and kind of sleek professional looking factor too. And I did not want it to be floppy, so I've never used stiffener before except in one. And I'm probably will sell it, but I always get the sponge extra, and that makes it soft and gives it some structure to it without it being too floppy. But this is beautiful. So what I got extra, I got the 2 extra pockets. So I got the 2 extra side pockets, one on each side. I got a secretarial flap. That's the only time I've ever done that, but I like them so well. I'm like, why don't you do that more often? And then I was like, oh, that's right, it costs more. Okay, so, and it's got all of its pockets. You just can't see them because they're, you know, made into the thing. So it's got all of its pockets over here to decorate. Same big pocket here. You just get those 2 extra, so, you know, stickers and whatever you want to put in there. And then I got 2 pin loops almost always do that. This one, though, is supposed to be a wee bit bigger. I'm not... I may have to end up having it widened even more because it still doesn't look... I want one that will accommodate... And honestly, they don't look that much different. But I would like to have one that will accommodate some of the bigger Sarasa pens. You know, but... Anyway. So, what we shall do is... This is my current Franklin Covey Combat that I'm using. In that beautiful Vinca. I mean, come on, this color. It's amazing I get into any other planners at all because I love this color so much. Now I have a few of them. A few with this color. But it's Vinca in and out. And then absolutely no... well, I did get the gold rings and then the extra pin loop. That's all there is. But this one, you can see how it's not extremely floppy. And yes, there's stuff in it. Okay, there you go. Woo! It's like, cut it out. But you can see the squish with that sponge. Like, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Love that. Love that soft. So, we're going to flip out this into this. And see how much fun we can have doing that. And before I even go any further, probably the end of May, I will switch, as far as from my main planner anyway, I will switch from this to either the B6 size inserts I have or the personal wide inserts I have, because I have another one ordered that will probably end up being, to date, my favorite. I have this color, which is the Janet Leather Violet with Vinca on the inside. This is just a personal size. I wanted to try it out. And boy, am I glad I did, because this color, it's pinkish, but it's got that purple tone to it. It's just so beautiful. And it's the Janet Leather, which is extremely soft, but very easy to scuff. But I think because of, what kind of leather she is, that's not going to, the color, it's not going to bother me at all. It's just beautiful. I've already got scuffs on it, and I've never even taken it out of the house. Thought about taking it to Joshua Tree with me, but then I was like, no, I better not do that. There's going to be a lot of cat tie there, and I'm going to be running and playing in it. And I was. So anyway, I do have B6 size rings coming in this. So I will be making it into my main planner. But it's so beautiful. And this, you know, with Oregon the way we are about rain, rain, and more rain. I could never take it outside unless I was positive it wasn't going to rain that day. And here, you can never be positive of that. So, another reason that I kind of want... My phone's going nuts, you guys. But another reason that I wanted the black Croco is that I knew that, you know, the rain's not going to do much to this at all. If anything, just wipe it off. It's just like with the TM leather. That's why I love the TM leather so much. It's indestructible. Nothing phases it. And, you know, that's pretty awesome. Okay. So let's take all of the goodies out of here. That will be one side. This will be the other side. See how much lighter that Vinca is than those? Perfect spring color. Just perfect color, period. Excuse me. All right. So I'm going to put the inserts in first, and then we'll put the deco in. So, page lifter. Trying to make sure I don't give you a sneak peek of any important stuff. I don't mind if you see the stuff that's important only to me. Oh, and while we're doing this, I just got to talk a little bit more about Joshua Tree. I was able to go see all of the main places that I wanted to see with absolutely no problem whatsoever. And the main reason I got interested in Joshua Tree to begin with was because of Graham Parsons. Now, Graham Parsons is not a name everybody's going to know. Some people will. And other people will be like, who the heck is Graham Parsons? Graham Parsons was basically the father of country rock music. He died, his favorite place in the world to go and de-stress and everything was Joshua Tree. And in 1973, he died there of a drug overdose, like so many of that era did. And he had told a friend of his, you know, when he passed, not to let them have a big formal, you know, funeral for him. He wanted to be cremated and his ashes spread at Joshua Tree. So when he did pass, he came from a family that was worth millions of dollars. They owned the Snively family. They owned all of the peach groves, the most prominent peach groves in Florida during, you know, the 40s, 50s, 60s. And so he came from a very wealthy family, but a very tragic family. His father shot himself when Graham was only 12 years old. And his mother, after that, drank herself to death and died of cirrhosis of the liver the day he graduated from high school. So the kid had a lot of tragedy in his life, and yet they say he was just a very nice, generous, just fun-loving, warm kind of person, and very much a Southern gentleman, because he grew up in Georgia. I grew up in South Carolina. And the music he ended up making was just something nobody else was doing at the time. He never had a lot of commercial success while he was here on this earth, but he had a lot of recognition, and his influence within the country rock genre was just huge, because he was the first to do it. And I absolutely love his music. Love it. And a lot of people don't like his voice because they don't think it's like, I don't know how you say, refined enough. To me, that's what makes his voice so special. You can feel every word he sings. And that's just something special in any performer. So his life was extraordinary. His talent was extraordinary, and yet wasted. He died at the age of 26, just a couple of months before his 27th birthday, at the Joshua Tree Inn in room number 8. He OD'd there. And so after he OD'd, they took him to I think it was hospital in 29 Palms, where he was pronounced. And then they autopsied him, and then they were going to turn his body over to some remaining members of his family. His stepfather being the number one, and at the time his stepfather was living in Louisiana with his new wife. Not so new, but she had been Graham's babysitter, put it that way. And after his wife passed away, he married the kid's babysitter. Doesn't really ring a bell, really, does it? Huh? Same old story. But anyway, he wanted to get him down there. He wanted to get him in, buried there, so that he could basically legally take over Graham's inheritance from his family. He wanted the Snively money that Graham was leaving behind. But Phil Kaufman, who was a very, very famous rock and roll roadie, he even did some jail time and in the mid-60s, and his cellmate at one point was Charles Manson. So that's not creepy at all. But anyway, he became a really, really good roadie. He was a wrangler. He was the one that kept the drugs away from the stars while they were performing. They kept the drug dealers away and everything else. And he and Graham became very, very, very good friends. And he helped Graham to get clean for a good long while. And in doing so, he was able to record what would be his last album, Grievous Angel. And Phil actually blamed himself a lot for not being there when Graham OD'd, because what happened was Graham just wanted to basically celebrate the ending of the beginning of the next tour, the ending of the last tour, and getting the album complete and everything. And he, Joshua Tree's where he always went to do that. He had been clean so long, though, what he didn't realize when he scored the drugs, I guess we could say. I'm not even sure if I will even get this monetized because of the stuff I'm talking about on here today. But I don't care if I do or not. But he did not realize how very low his tolerance was going to be. So he ended up ingesting a lot more than what his body could handle. And that's ultimately what killed him. It's a big, long story. It's crazy. You can listen to it or go and read about it. But after that happened, Phil Kaufman was not about to let his father take his body and do the exact thing with it that Graham has specifically said he didn't want to do. Oh, I'm going to have to get rid of that. At least get the pink one off there. And so, him and a friend of his, that he had an old hearse that he just used for basic transportation. But he went and got him. They had a few beers and took off to LAX, where Graham's body was waiting to be flown back to his family. Easily stole the body. As a matter of fact, one of the police officers at the airport, they just told him they were here to collect the body. He's like, oh, okay, I'll help you load it. He helped them load the body, even though they were actually stealing the body. And they drove out to Joshua Tree. At the time, was National Monument. Hadn't been declared a national park yet. It was a national monument. This isn't... Or I just stretch this baby to get this pen in there. Woo! That was difficult. They took him to Cap Rock. And you can check that out, too. I even have pictures of it now. But they took him to Cap Rock. They poured alcohol all over his body. And they set it on fire. And most of him did burn. By the time the policemen and everyone got there, they saw these flames going up in the desert in the middle of nowhere. Most of his body did actually burn. So he was essentially cremated in Joshua Tree, and his ashes were spread there like he wanted them to be. What few remains were left were given to the family, and they took it to New Orleans and buried it there. But he did essentially get his wish. It's probably one of the craziest stories, and it was the story itself that got me interested in Graham Parsons to start with. I never really heard his music or anything, and I'm a big music buff. I know all kinds of strange facts, and how this one ever got past me, I don't know. But it did, and so when I found out about it, I just started researching into this whole situation and his music, because I have a fascination for crazy stuff like that. And fell in love with him, his music, everything, and most importantly, fell madly in love with Joshua Tree. I've never seen it in person, but oh my gosh, just the pictures and everything. I tell people it's the weirdest thing, because my husband's like, I don't get it. I'm like, his voice feels like home to me for some reason. And I guess it's because we're both Southerners and everything. His music really takes me back to my childhood. And then Joshua Tree, with just all of its sunshine and beauty and everything, for some reason, also takes me back home, makes me feel very, very much at home. And my husband did not, he was just going to satisfy me. He did not think he would like it. He adored it. He fell in love with the desert. And now he's just like, when can we move? When can we move? I'm like, when the babies get to that age where you don't want them around anymore, you know, that puberty thing that happens, then we're out of here. Then we can go. But I can honestly say going there was literally one of the highlights of my life. Absolutely just transformative. It was just so beautiful. I felt better. My body felt better because of the sunshine and the dry heat. That my arthritis and stuff did not bother me near as much, and neither did my fibromyalgia. I was actually able to get out and walk around the places that I did want to see the most. Couldn't hike because, you know, after in the day, my back was still, you know, those discs were swelling and stuff. And so that was still, I had to be careful. But I was able to see Cap Rock, take pictures there, you know, where Graham actually, you know, was, you know, set asunder, shall we say. I was able to go, I tried to get booked into room number 8, which is what a lot of people do at the Joshua Tree Inn. Whoever purchased at the inn about 20 years ago figured out, hey, this could be a major tourist thing, because Graham's fans were making pilgrimages there all the time, having concerts in his honor and stuff like that. So they literally dedicated this entire inn to Graham Parsons. As you go in the front door, it says, you know, Joshua Tree Inn. It gives you its hours. It says the home of the spirit of Graham Parsons. I'm like, I hope not. Hope he's in heaven with Jesus. He did believe. I know he was a believer. He just wasn't such a good of an obeyer. But you know, that's between him and God, and we'll know one day. But the rest of the motel, it's a beautiful old Spanish hotel style, hacienda style. And anyway, and it is gorgeous, and it's just decorated, and with, you know, Graham Parsons. It's a museum to his career and his life. All the stuff that they've managed to collect over the years is just beautiful. And so it's booked up to a year in advance, so I was not able to get booked. We wanted to spend one night in at least in the inn, but especially would have been nice to spend the one in room 8 where Graham passed away. But it wasn't available. But they do let you go through and just look at whatever you want to, take as many pictures as you want to. Right outside of room 8, there's this big, huge memorial that fans made for him. And it's a guitar, and it's just, you know, they put it right in front of the room 8, and then they have the original door of room 8 that was there the night he passed away on display outside there too. And then his room is just all decorated with Graham. And it just so happened, as we were there visiting, there was a couple checking in who was also there because they were big fans of Graham Parsons. They invited us in. We got to sit and just have the most wonderful, fun conversation and everything. And it was just a blast. It was just an absolute blast. I got to go to all the main places that I wanted to see, plus some that I, you know, just everything was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. So it's just a really special place. Even if you're not a Graham Parsons fan, Joshua Tree is amazing. So I highly recommend, if you've got a bucket list, putting that down on your bucket list. And anyway, there's the planner. There we go. I'm going to see how nice. I want her, you know, I wanted stiffener, but I also wanted her, I want her to be able to like loosen up and age naturally, you know what I mean? So all of my decos still fits, looks nice. I have this pen. This is a new one that Sarasa has come out with. It writes amazing. It really writes amazing, but it's a little bit smeary. So it's not like the Sarasa Dry that is, you know, not smeary, but it has the ink on it is magnificent. It really, really is. So, but this, I do not think they widened this. I'm hoping I didn't forget to ask, but I probably did because of my brain malfunctions, you know. Don't break the pen. So anyway, I may have to get out one of my other. This is a Ross Dry. I've got several of these. This one, for some reason, and it started to leak. And so I took and refilled it with another one, and it's still doing the same thing, even with another cartridge in there. Don't get it. Don't know what's going on, but I'm not sticking that in any of my planners. But I do have another gold one, and I do have the red ones and a white one, so I wish they'd come out with some prettier colors for those, like pinks and purples, you know what I mean? But anyway, there she is. Do a little bitty flip. Got the dashboard of my babies, all my babies that I made. I had tons of purple stuff in here because look how pretty that matches. And I'll probably move back into this, you know, at least during the summer at some point, because this is just just too beautiful of a color. I am carrying this is my everyday carry, my wallet that goes in my purse, so I have it in that color. And that's an A6 with a 20-inch ring, so that's not too thick. So I can get it easily in my purse. And on the inside, I put the Janet Leather Iris, and turned out to be a beautiful combo. So I will have this one. So it's not like I'm not going to have Vinca. Plus, you know, the Janet Leather's got Vinca on the inside. It's just all good. But vellums I made. And right now I'm going back and forth between calendars. This is Infinite Lotus. But I also have some May Paper Co. that I will probably be using too. Just another little dashboard. A lot of my dashboards I've been printing just on regular paper, just so I have enough room for them. So there's the May Paper Co. Months. Have those. I love this. I think this is an image I downloaded off Pinterest. It says, little by little, day by day, what is meant will find its way. So, oh, this is pretty cute. And then this is Infinite Lotus Weekly. So these are the only weeklies I have been actually using, are the Infinite Lotus. I like them a little bit better than, the only thing I didn't like about them is, and I know it's part of the minimalist thing, one of the reasons I love May Paper Co. is that her lines and things, you can see them. It's sometimes with Infinite Lotus, it's kind of hard to see. You see there what I mean? See, I love the open-end monthlies. I love that, but you know, it's still, with my eyes, if it's someone young with perfect vision, you're fine. But this to me is just a little bit easier to see, and I love this layout. Been using it for a while. See, so I've got I got the rest of April and May in here. These are my list. Another dashboard. Another vellum I made. And so I have lists in here that I can't be happy with any of the lists I make. So I have some dailies and I have some lists. That's kind of cute. It's okay. Not totally fond of it. But I do have different ones. Another dashboard. This is Happy Planners, little half pages. And I just cut it down a little bit more and punched it for in here. And another vellum I made. I love my vellums a lot more than I like most of my dashboards. This one's probably going to go away. I just don't love it. Not in love with it. I got some that I am in love with, and that's not one of them. So here's more lists, to-do lists that I made. And love my glitter vellums. Another dashboard I made. And this is just a divider from Avery. You get a big old pack of these that are big enough for a 3-ring notebook, and just grab them and cut them down to whatever size you want, and they're really pretty, especially layered over something that I really need to layer it over. More notes, another vellum, another Avery, and hey, Mama's not done. Hush. This is another from May Paper Co. So it's just like item task. I have not set mine up like this, but I'm like, huh, those look like good ideas. I kind of just like the way it looks though, but it, you know, gives your, if you've got a wandering mind or an ADD brain or whatever, these things are great. Another Vellum inbox from Cloth and Paper ruler. This is from Caspresso. And this one is just a regular one. I don't remember where I got it, but I got it from somewhere. And then all of these are from different kinds of things. Planner Press, Cloth and Paper, Joshua Tree. And then things to do that I want to do around the house. Stuff that's not even needs to be in there anymore. It's all done. All done and said. And this is also an inbox thing. And this is basically the way I have mine set up. Monthly, weekly, daily to-do, inbox, medical, projects, finance, goals, ideas, and miscellaneous. And this inbox cover is from May Paper Co. I like her stuff. That. Joshua Tweez. And some more to-do lists that I also use as wish list. List out the more, you know, planner color ideas and things that I like. And this is my medical stuff. And I put on it, I said, it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you never stop. I heard that somewhere and I can't remember where, but I might, that's it. That's it. Even if you're crawling, which some days I am, just don't stop. Don't stop. And let me see, I don't want to just show you all my information, but I've got everything from tracking my blood pressure to my medications, doctors, addresses and phone numbers and what their specialty is, my symptoms, my diagnoses, and all of that kind of fun stuff. I would love to show you some of it, but okay, like this is a tracker. I got a bunch of medical stuff from Creative Tidbits on Etsy. And her medical inserts are really, really good and versatile, easy to use. But you got, like this is I'm using for Mood Tracker. She has this, okay, medical overview. And then you can put your appointments and stuff down on there. I haven't done that as of yet. But what I have done is use this part. She has a medication tracker where you go in and make sure you, and I do AM and PM meds. So, be for day. So here I am for this month. And this is your symptom tracker. You can go in and write down different symptoms you have. This is April. This was May. And see. And I've got a bunch of these. When you order them, she sends you a nice thick pack of these things. So you're not going to be running out anytime soon. This is also her. This is the blood pressure log I use. And it's just real easy. You've got AM and then PM. So you just write down the date, what time it is, your blood pressure readout, and your pulse. And my doctor has discovered that I have high blood pressure, so now I get to track all that stuff too, as well as take medications. Yay. And then here is just appointment information, reason for visit, notes, concerns, and that way, you know, you can have this out in front of you when you're actually at your doctor's appointment. Because if you're like me, you may have questions about something, and just when you get there, your mind's a blank. So write it down. Write it down. And then in here, this is part is for contacts. And then this is just another dashboard. This is, it's got projects in it. So I bought these. So this is pretty much, oh, I can't let it go. Again, more planners that I want, how much they will probably cost, the thing I want to do in the small room to make it kids' rooms, and other kinds of household things that I want to do. And these are handy forms, so you get them directly off Etsy. But I do have some more that I like even better. I like these. And Dear Planner. She's another one that I love. She has very reasonable prices. That's a really nice thing. Her printouts are amazing. It's nice and smooth. And her prices are extremely reasonable. So, Dear Planner, you can keep her in mind. And this is something I got from, I think, off Canva. as goals for this year. And then this side's my finances. And as of right now, I spent a lot of money at Joshua Tree. So it's more like finances I don't have. But I will show you kind of what I do with them. This is budget by week. This is just so I can, you know, do my chicken scratch with, write down, you know, what I'm going to spend on groceries and this and that, then figure out what I'm going to have left over for this or that kind of thing. I made that on Canva. I also made this one on Canva. I like this one because I've got it cut into two, first payroll and second payroll, and I can put down what I'm going to pay with this one and this one. And then you just highlight the month, 1, 2, income, other income. You can add in there if you've got a third source of income. So I made quite a few of those in different sizes also. And then I have my bills to pay, spending tracker, which is a bad thing. Bill pay off information, online orders, online purchases. Again, this comes from Dear Planner. And these are goals and ideas. So just stuff, you know, basically note paper that you can write down. Brain dump is basically what it is. And then miscellaneous, I have contacts and passwords. So I watch people do their flip throughs, and I am absolutely amazed at how long they take to do it and how much they talk over each thing. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm one of these people. I've always been the type of person, I'm like, even my brain's like, let's do this and do it fast. That's why when my legs started slowing down, it was really upsetting. But it's like, I'll show you what it is. If you've got any questions, you know, how to do this, drop them in the comments. Let me know. And I do answer. I promise I do answer. But that's her. I think it looks very pretty. I will probably be changing out some dashboards though, so they'll match a little bit better with the pink and the black. So I will probably be doing that. In case you were wondering why I was talking where all this stuff is from, you know where Ollie clips come from. Ollie Block on Etsy. I can't remember where all these come from. This one, Lainey and Allie, I think is the one I got this one from. That's a Simply Gilded. This is Erin Condren. These I got from a new shop that I'm falling in love with. And, you know, I'll show you, let me show you this one. I've got like 3 of these so far. She doesn't do them in a Franklin Covey compact size. Otherwise, I would definitely have one. But this is my B6 ostrich. And let me show you. These are the inserts I'm probably going to be putting into my Janet leather when it gets here. Come on, where are you at? Okay, here we go. These. And it's not even the color you're seeing. This is a mother of pearl. It's white, so it just turns all different kinds of colors. Is that not beautiful? So I have that one, and then... And they're only like $5, and you get to pick your colors. I have this one that is sparkly rainbow. Ooh. Like I said, $5, and you get to pick your colors. That's pretty awesome. And then I have this I ordered for a B6, but it's the same size really as my personal wide one. Maybe a little bit bigger, but push that back. This is my personal wide at use at the moment, and let me find it. And here's this one, and it's also rainbow, but it doesn't have the sparkle to it. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And hers is the same shop that I got these from, these little cards, and I got a few more. I got like 3 sets, I think. But they have all kinds of cute little things on them. Like this one is one of my favorites. Hold on, you'll recognize this in a minute. The little girl, and see it's laminated, so it's really nice. Isn't it pretty? I'll have to put her there. So, like I said, I'll be, you know, doing something else to it to make it fit more with the theme. That's part of the fun of planning, is the crafting part of it. All right, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the whole Graham Parsons story. That was wild, was it not? You're in for a wild ride tonight. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I am so happy that you guys stopped by to see me. Love you so much. Appreciate you so much. And I will see you next time. Bye.